what's up? It's your host, Torry, and who is ready to be petty? Welcome back to another episode of RTBP. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I'm talking with the one and only Amelia Wedemeyer. Such a fan of all of her work on The Ringer, and such an honor and a privilege to have her on this podcast. It was such a good time, and we literally talked about everything under the sun. I feel like we covered so much, but if you aren't following Amelia's work, like go check out all of her podcasts. She covers a lot of Bachelor. She's recently done Love is Blind. She covered the 15th anniversary of Kim K's sex tape. Just a smattering of pop culture things. So all of those links are in this episode's show notes. And if you enjoyed the things we talked about, the day after I post the pod, I do a little temperature check on Instagram with the RTBP community. So you get a weigh in if you agreed with us, if you disagreed. We do some multiple choice for some of the This Week in Petties. Like, what would you do if this happened to you? Yeah, we just check in to see what you're thinking about the episode topics. Okay, without further ado, let's dive into it. It's a whirlwind of an episode. Here is my conversation with Amelia. I'm back with a very special guest, Amelia Wedemeyer of The Ringer, of No Rose All Thorn, Tea Time, Pop Culture History Lesson. You're a busy gal.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm definitely, I thought yesterday was like Friday and then today was gonna be Saturday, so I'm a little disappointed that I feel like the Sunday scaries is gonna like set in any minute now.
I hear you. Every time I wake up on Sunday, I'm just like, I'm happy it's still Sunday, but I'm just like, oh God, tomorrow is Monday. So I totally get it.
Yeah, I feel that. So you podcast about so many pop culture topics for The Ringer. What kind of got you into pop culture?
That's a great question. I've always been, I guess, fascinated by popular culture. I think growing up in the early 2000s at the advent of like when everyone was online was probably part of it. You know, wanting to know what everyone was doing. It was also around the time of like when reality TV kind of really came into the forefront, and so I'd watch a bunch of TV and get to know all the characters there and be interested in them and just be interested in, I don't know, I guess human and social interactions. And you know, when you're a kid growing up and like I played sports in high school and whatnot, and the best way to decompress, honestly, was just to go on to gossip blogs and read about other people and just watch TV, you know, watch reality TV, I think.
Yeah, that's such a good point of just like growing up, because I turned 30 this year.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Yeah. And I feel like you're right that you're just kind of like grandfathered into like reality TV and pop culture. Like, what a time to be alive when like The Bachelor and like Survivor and stuff like that started.
Totally. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it put us in a very interesting position because, you know, we were still growing up and had, I don't know, a lot of outside influence. And I think a decent amount of people have looked to reality TV, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, you know, can be debated. But it was definitely prevalent, and you know, just talking to other people growing up and becoming friends with people who also liked reality shows or whatever was fascinating too, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think you're right that it probably has influenced me more than I can think of, but like,
sure,
do you think the main thing is like, for me, I feel like it's relationships that people like see these relationships unfold on TV and then like like not duplicate but kind of emulate that.
Yeah, for sure. I think that is definitely a part of it. I think also with, you know, the advent of social media too, it's just so easy to follow these people's lives and kind of compare yourself or take cues from them. And, you know, I mean, I was watching for work the Bachelor, and it was interesting to see everyone's reaction to what unfolded in the last two episodes. And you're not familiar or your listeners aren't familiar, it just this guy told 3 women that he loved them, and then proceeded to kind of yell at one of them, and she left, and then he told the other 2 what had happened, and then he decided to get back together with the first girl. And it was really interesting to see what everyone thought of it, because there were a lot of different, I mean, the consensus was that he was an asshole, but I think people gave him different reasonings for being an asshole, and some people were harsher than other people. But it was really fascinating to see everyone kind of speak from their own experiences, or just speak about it, from their point of view. So
yeah, that's such a good point. And when you were saying that, it really reminded me of, not to bring up Dan from Survivor 39, but like,
oh my gosh,
like, yikes. But like, when that happened and when that was like unfolding, the reactions, like, some people were like, oh, that's fine, or like, I do that, or like,
sure,
what's the big deal? And so yeah, it's really interesting to also see how Clayton, and I also think of Greg Grippo, like,
oh my gosh, yeah,
just like the different reactions from society.
Sure, totally. And it's interesting too to see kind of like the group think that goes along with it, and people, I don't want to use the word bully, but it is kind of like they're bullying other people to see their point of view, and I think that has definitely happened in Bachelor Nation. I hate using that word, but
same.
but I think, it's funny because a lot of these people jump to like, that's gaslighting, when it's actually not gaslighting. And so there's all, and I feel like a few years ago we all used the word narrative, and now we're all using the word gaslighting. And so it's interesting to see those kind of terms come up and become kind of cultural touchstones almost.
Yeah, that's so interesting, because I remember, like, I studied psychology, so a lot of times like
nice.
Trauma, and like trigger, like all these kind of
totally
therapy words have become it's like popular
in the mainstream.
For sure. But yeah, it is really interesting, and like that's why there's so many like miscommunications and stuff in relationships and stuff, because you're watching the same thing but you're having like totally different like reactions to it.
Yeah, I know. It's fascinating. So I enjoy, to a point, looking at people online and seeing their reactions, and then I also like, talking about it with other people too, because it's fun to get everyone's, or not fun, but it's interesting to get everyone's perspective. So.
Survivor 42.
Yes.
We're on 2 episodes have happened. I'm so pumped on this season.
Me too. It's so good, right?
It's
better
good.
than 41. I think it's better than 41.
41, I just feel like since it was gone for a season and then it's back, I was like, my expectations are like so high of everybody.
Totally.
And then even the premiere of this season, I was like, oh my God, we're like back at Shipwheel Island. Like, I don't want to like, I don't, like this, or like the phrases are back. And I was like, ugh. But then
I know
this episode, I was like really just like loving every minute of it.
No, I totally agree. I was actually just talking to a friend about the whole 3-way amulet thing, and I was like, oh my God, they brought it back again. But for the most part, like, I find all the people on this season really sweet and fascinating. Like, I'm already, Marianne! Oh my God, that was so cringe, but it was so cute. And I just wish her the best. She's so sweet. And I thought, oh my God, for a second there, I was like, oh my God, they're going to vote her out. They can't vote her out.
I know.
But
I literally thought she was going home until Mariah played her Shot in the Dark. Then I was like, oh, she knows she's like...
Right, yeah, totally. And I felt bad for Mariah too. I feel like we didn't get to totally know her, but her story with her brother dying of COVID, being the first frontline worker to die of COVID, I was just like, no, she has to stay too.
I know. It was like between 2 faves.
It was so hard. That was why I was rooting for the Orange team to win, because I didn't want any of them to go home, because I'm honestly starting to love everyone on that on that tribe.
I know.
So,
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how this season unfolds. And it is, I guess most of them each season don't get to see the season before, but I feel like this especially, like with all the twists and stuff, like people are playing them totally different. Like when Mike found the third of the idol.
Yes,
and then
yeah.
told Jenny, and I can't remember his name.
Daniel, I think.
Yes. And then Daniel was like, he can't ever like say
Yeah.
the phrase. Like, I was like, that's kind of iconic. Like,
I know, it was amazing. And I love that Mike had already lost it.
Yes,
and then it seems like in the next episode, he's going to lose it too. Or maybe Daniel steals it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard somewhere that they filmed these 2 seasons back to back.
Yeah.
So, so like you said, they're really like in the dark in terms of the last season.
Yeah, which I really like. It just seems like
me too.
Yeah, just because I felt like for a while, like with idols and stuff, since everyone sees the seasons prior, they just kind of have an idea of like what to do already. And so when there's like new twists, it's fun to see like how people, decide to move forward.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure.
And last season, you got to recap an episode with Tyson Apostle, like I was going to say The Godfather, but I feel like that would be like Boston Rob or something like that. I was sort of like,
he to me, he's the Godfather. Like, I don't really like Boston Rob, but I've hated Boston Rob for nearly 20 years, so I'll say that. But I'm sure he's a fine person. But yeah, that was like, honestly, that was a highlight of 2021 for me. Definitely. I'm a huge Survivor fan. Love Tyson, so that was really fun, and he's a really nice guy. So it was great to see.
I was like, I've been following your content on The Ringer for a while, and then when you were like so excited, and I was just so excited for you.
Thank
you were like so cute and like maybe a little starstruck, and I was like, I would have been the same.
Oh. Totally. I told him straight up, I was like, just so you know, I'm like so starstruck right now. This is like, I'm honestly more starstruck over like reality TV stars than like
classic
actual celebrities. Yeah. It's for real though. Oh my God. At my last job, I remember this is so embarrassing, but I met Peter from The Bachelorette.
From Rachel's season?
Yes, from Rachel Lindsay's season. And I guess he's a jerk now, which sucks. Yeah. But I met him and Chris Hemsworth in the same week. And I remember being like, who cares about Chris Hemsworth? I freaking met Peter from The Bachelor. My week has been made. So, yeah.
I would have been the exact same. Like Angelina, Brad Pitt, who, like, I want to meet, like, the girls of, like, Teen Mom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally.
So today we're going to talk about some fun, but also, like, alarming topics.
Sure.
We have Kim and Pete, little bit of Robert Pattinson, Rihanna at Target, some streaming suggestions. I want to hear what you're watching because I've been in like such a drought. And then we're going to nominate a Pettyweight Champion of the Week. And then here are This Week in Petty Stories. Kim and Pete, every week I say I'm not going to cover them anymore.
I hear you.
I'm tired. They're probably tired. And then every week they do something so wild that I'm like, I cannot not talk about Pete getting branded on the podcast.
It's just alarming. I think clearly he is... I mean, there's a lot to deconstruct with him, but he seems to me to be like a love bomber and totally has, I mean, I guess this is his first branding maybe, but
fuck, I hope
he's
so.
Definitely, yeah, me too. But he's gotten tattoos for other girlfriends, it seems like, and I've read that he like proposes to all of them, and it's just like, this guy is not the healthiest person. So to get yourself branded with a girlfriend's name that you've been dating for like 6 months or less is a little outrageous in my opinion.
Yeah. And so so basically how this unfolded was he posted the text messages a week ago with the picture of him in allegedly Kim's bed. People like the internet sleuthers saw the Kim tattoo and like zoomed in 1,000 times to find it. And then Kim went on Ellen, like, we don't stan Ellen in this house, but I was like, thank God for you asking that question. Because usually she just like softballs all her guests. And I was like, okay, this is like...
Especially the Kardashians, yeah.
Yes, because the Kardashians like still support her, even though she was...
They have a weird, symbiotic relationship.
Yes, with Ellen and TMZ is their people.
Yeah.
So she actually asked her about it. And I feel like in real time... she was realizing that was fucked up.
Yeah, totally.
Like her face, like the robot kind of like twitched, like had like a little glitch. Yeah. And then
That's
she's like,
the perfect way to describe it.
Yeah. She was like, oh, he has like 2 other ones. And like one says, my girl is a lawyer. That's my favorite. Let's move on from the fucking brand that he has.
Yeah, that is, oh my, that's just alarming. And also, my girl is a lawyer is incorrect. She is actually not a lawyer yet. So, I mean, the woman has failed the baby bar, what, 2 or 3 times? I'm afraid, I'm just like worried that this tattoo is the nail in the coffin for her career as a lawyer. But yeah, that is, I mean, it's just shocking. It's I mean, it's like, I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I'm just like, why did you think this was a good idea? He's clearly very impulsive. And listen, I have been impulsive too, but I mean, branding yourself, that's like a whole nother level.
Yeah, because people were talking about how, like, to get rid of a tattoo, it's still like a really difficult process. Like, you get it like lasered off or whatever, which he has done for a lot of his tattoos because he like wasn't getting movie roles or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So you can like tell he's like kind of cleaned up his like face and neck. And then, but it's like a brand. People were DMing me being like, you like literally have to get like a skin graft. Like,
oh my gosh, that's insane. That's wild. That is not good. Again, I think that to me is a red flag. If my boyfriend of 6 months or less showed up with a branding on his chest of my name, I would be like, I'm putting out a restraining order. Yeah,
I know, but it's like, how do you like break up with them after they do
exactly
that?
See, it's like a manipulation tactic. Yeah, totally. Which is just fucked up. It's just, oh my God, it's creepy, honestly.
Yeah, and I feel like, so you're right, you mentioned that he did this for Ariana and then Kim, and I feel like there is kind of like a pattern of like these really famous, gorgeous, accomplished women, and then like he's also very accomplished and stuff, but like maybe there's some type of like he doesn't feel like good enough.
Sure. Yeah, I think, and again, I feel like it's a way of claiming them and just letting everyone know that this is my girlfriend. And he did it with Cassie David too, and it's just really weird. It's just really weird, and I guess you can read it as that's true love, but I feel like I don't think that's true. And again, you know, I think, because what does he have to give them in return? I mean, I think he seems like a funny, nice person.
Yes.
But I definitely agree with you. I think there is some inadequacy that he feels, which is sad, obviously. And you know, what better way to make up for that than to brand yourself with your lover's name, I guess.
My gosh. The one thing that also came out of this like discussion was the Keat truthers were like, this is another like point on our tally that this is like a real relationship. Do you again see that as a win for Team Keat?
I mean, I love Team Keat. I guess. I mean, if they want to believe whatever they want to believe. Personally, I think more than one storyline can be true. I think
Yes.
I do think he seems to be like a funny, nice guy, and I think she's probably attracted to that. I think there's also an element that he's completely different from the guys that she's dated before. It seems like it also drums up good press for them both. And I also think, maybe this is my conspiracy brain, but the whole when Courtney started dating Travis, and he is also best friends with Machine Gun Kelly, and he has a bunch of tattoos too, and he's like, this skinny white guy, and I think Kim was feeling maybe a little jealous and wanted to try that out and get the attention back on her. And maybe I'm being cynical, but I just can't help but think about that because I know they are really calculated, so.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Everything that they do is so calculated. That's why, again, I was surprised not to get back to like the Variety article, but when she was like, get your ass into work, I was like, that's so not calculated. And like, so I was really like just shocked from obviously the words, but like just from that like outburst.
Definitely. Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think that was just a one-time accidental blip. But also because she did have an interview with Barry Weiss where she talked about essentially being a Republican, and it was weird, and it didn't get a bunch of press coverage.
Yeah, I was like, I've never heard of
Yeah,
this.
you should look it up. It's really fascinating,
Yeah,
and she just shows her true colors in it, and it's but again, it did not get a lot of press. I was shocked, and I think it's hard because, you know, like you said, they are really well, I said it too, but I don't want to be like, you only said it. No. No, but as we both have said, that they're calculated, and very rarely do we see the veneer slip. And I think she has honestly reached a point in the last couple of years where she is everywhere, and there's really nothing she can do to be canceled at this point. I know that sounds crazy, but I really think at this point there isn't anything that she can do other than kill a child. You know what I mean?
Literally. Yeah, I think the exact same thing because, and I'm a Kardashian fan for some sick reason.
Oh no, I mean, I've been watching their show since day one. I go back and forth on them. I've bought their products. It's disgusting, but yeah, no, totally.
Yes. Same. It's like the guilt and
totally.
Being a Kardashian fan in 2022. But like, I am critical of them, obviously, because you can't just like put people on a pedestal. Right. But you're totally right. Like, because even I was like, okay, after she went on that huge trip at the peak of COVID, I was like, I hate her. Right. And then all of this, like get up and work stuff when there's all this like unpaid staff, and just like, and then the body image stuff that she declines contributing to, like all of those things. I'm like, I hate you, but like for some reason, again, like I'm talking, and like every week, I'm like, I'm still talking about them. Like, totally, it's so fascinating.
They're multifaceted, and a lot of, I feel like their true haters don't get that. And it's and I understand. Listen, I know she's done a lot of bad things that aren't great, you know. On top of that, there's the whole cultural appropriation and just, you know, it's gross, it's sick, but at the same time, I have a weird appreciation for all the things that she has accomplished and all the things that she, you know, overcoming her sex tape, and you know, there's something weirdly feminist about that. And
the matriarchal family is
Kris Jenner. Seriously, that's a great point. And you know, you cannot deny how successful they are and how just omnipresent they are in pop culture, and it's a phenomenon, truly. So it's sick, but here I am every week, you know. So
literally same. And there was like some more backlash because, again, this is like permeated like even late night talk shows where Trevor Noah is like weighing in on this situation, and I really like all of his takes and his opinion and stuff, and he kind of discussed how a lot of the Kanye Kim stuff is kind of like a domestic violence / like stalking / abusive relationship playing out in public, and how there's just that, not stereotype, but assumption of like, oh, why didn't the woman leave this situation earlier? Or like, why are they still in this relationship? And he kind of talked about how like, because people are scared that it escalates, like the violence and behaviors escalate after you divorce them or break up with them or whatever. And I just thought that was an interesting conversation to have on like cable television.
Yeah, no, totally. I watched that clip of him, and I mean, you know, you can't deny that he did bring up a lot of good points, especially, you know, it's like his mom was in an abusive relationship that he witnessed, so he, you know, has firsthand experience of this. And I thought it was interesting how he said literally the most powerful woman in the world, one of the most powerful women in the world, is dealing with this. So just imagine for all the other women who aren't as powerful as Kim, but what they have to deal with. And it's so true, you know. And this harassment is it's sick. And again, you know, and he made it clear too, you don't have to like her, and you don't have to you know, support her, but you should realize the bigger picture here, that this is a woman
Yes.
being harassed. This is one of the most powerful women in the world being harassed, and it can happen to anyone. If it can happen to her, it can happen to anyone. So
Totally. And just thinking about all of the resources she has to stay away from this person, to have, you know, third parties intervene, like drop off the kids or have lawyers to go through the divorce, and just all of the support that she has and that just other people IRL don't have.
right.
And how that, yeah, like this, yeah, you're right, like is still happening. And I did really like the point of like, you don't have to like her to still like note that this is really unfortunate that this is happening,
Right.
because I feel like a lot of times when bad things happen to like bad people, we're like almost happy or like they're like the public,
we're cheering for it, kind of.
like,
Yeah,
oh, you
totally.
deserved this or whatever. And like that's just such a fucked up narrative. So yeah, I'm just glad that someone as like well respected and like on again like a popular TV show is having this conversation.
And if you don't like her, whatever, but it's good that he is, you know, kind of explaining it in terms that people can understand and bringing up these really good points. And if you don't care about Kim, whatever, but you should care about just women in general and what they have to go through, you know? So,
yeah.
So,
absolutely. Yeah, totally. A harsh pivot. There's no segue into this, but Pete was on another late night TV show, Jimmy Fallon, and he was, Robert Pattinson was also there.
Yeah.
And basically he spent the whole interview just talking about Robert Pattinson.
Right. I saw someone sent me a TikTok of it and I could not watch the whole thing. I couldn't get through it because I was just like, okay, we get it. You like this good time movie. We get it.
Oh my God. I was also like, when did this movie come out? I've like never heard
I know.
of it.
I think it was like one of those A24 movies, and I'm never going to see it probably. And I just, you know, I'm like, okay, great. It was a good movie. I don't know. I don't care, I guess, you know. That's how I feel about those two. And also I just like Jimmy Fallon is so I was just like,
oh my God.
But yeah.
I know those three men on stage. I was like, this is fascinating.
Right, yeah, totally. And it seemed like Robert Pattinson, who always seems like he doesn't want to be there, which I respect, but he was just like, oh, okay, like this is weird.
Yes, yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh my God, it was so funny. Yeah, Robert Pattinson, I saw a tweet earlier this week that was like, everyone should have the same attitude about work as Robert Pattinson, how he just like doesn't care and like kind of makes fun of it and just like is so, I don't know. He's done this since Twilight, like just.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, too funny.
He's just like, whatever, like just let me do my work and you can pay me and then I want to go home.
Yeah, like the press aspect of celebrity,
Totally.
he just like, I guess doesn't like, which I probably wouldn't either, so.
Yeah, it's a lot of long days of promotion, which is a lot.
Totally. And new to RTBP, we now have a place where you can submit audio messages so I can play them on the pod. So I'm going to play the first one that I received just from one of my like BFFs. I was like, this is great. I was like, oh, hopefully like some like listeners like submit messages. And then it was like my best friend from high school. I'm like, okay, like
I love that. No, I love when my friends also comment on. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah. I'm like, thanks, guys. Okay, it's about Robert Pattinson and the Batman movie. Have you seen the Batman movie?
I have, yes.
Okay,
yes,
okay, interesting.
Have you seen it?
No, and I won't. I don't think. I don't know. I really like Zoe Kravitz, so I was like,
yes.
But then
too.
I just also
it's
hate.
Long.
Yes, it's so fucking long.
It's really long. Yeah,
I can barely watch a 42-minute episode of TV. So like, I've got TikTok brain. Like, I'm not watching it. I also just like hate superhero movies and shit. But I don't know.
Understandable. They're so oversaturated nowadays. It's just like I can't see every single one of them.
Same. Even though I think I'm actually convinced that I will go see the Spider-Man movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I should see it, but I'm just like, I'll wait until it comes out on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You're right. I'm not going to a fucking movie theater for the first time in like 3 years to see Spider-Man. Yes, I will just see it eventually. Like,
right, yeah, totally. Exactly.
Torrance, I'm ready, so fucking ready to be petty right now. I saw Batman last night and Robert Pattinson was in it. He's the star. I want to know how he lands these roles that are like so hyped up. He gets the main character, but then he doesn't have to memorize or say like any fucking line. Like he said nothing the whole movie. I think like literally the only thing he did was he had like side glances from the right side, but then he also had side glances from the left side, which is like, I don't know, that's an improvement because in Twilight he only did side glances from the right side. Anyway, no scripture. I'm so fucking petty that he landed like a star role again for not even acting. Like he does fucking nothing. Literally the only thing I got out of that movie was I ate a kilo of popcorn, so that's a win. And then I diagnosed Robert Pattinson with like low-key scoliosis. Like he definitely has scoliosis. Anyway, I'm fucking petty about it. Don't go see Batman. Yeah, Robert Pattinson is back in our lives. That's it.
Okay, so I'm like, where do we start? Like, yeah, so are you surprised that Robert Pattinson still gets roles in the year of our Lord 2022?
I'm not, because I think he's a good actor, but I totally agree. That is so. I forgot. I've seen one Twilight movie. I just am not a twihard. I know. I'm more of a Harry Potter person, and I just remember when when Twilight came out, and my sister was like, "It's like Harry Potter, but for my generation." And she's only like 4 years younger. But I was like, how dare you say that? That's so rude. And I made her cry. Yeah. So I am just not a twihard, but I understand, he barely talked in that movie. It was just like a vampire. And this movie, he's just a man in a cape and he's moody and does a lot of side glances, which I totally agree. And that's so funny. I think he's a good actor. I've seen him in other movies, like other indie movies, and I think people like him for that. And he's honestly proved his acting chops kind of, and mirrors the way in which Kristen Stewart has also had to overcome Twilight, Yeah. So I find that fascinating, and I think that's great for the both of them. And there's something about Robert Pattinson. He can do anything, in my opinion. He's funny. He's just a weirdo, and I don't know. I'm like, good for him, I guess. I don't know. What do you think?
So when Twilight came out, I was like, Kristen and Robert were like not the right, but I was like obsessed with Twilight. I was like, I should have been Bella.
That's so funny. Well, no, I mean, and I think I was just an anomaly because I remember my friends like in middle school having the Twilight book and being like, oh my God, you have to read it. It's so good. Yeah. And I remember reading parts of it being like, I just don't like this.
Yeah, but, that's fair. It's so bad.
But again, I think I was preoccupied with Harry Potter,
Yes.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Do you like Robert Pattinson?
Okay, so I also am like, okay, his acting, like, I don't know. I feel like I don't connect to it.
Sure. No, totally.
But
that's a great way to put it, yeah.
I will say, though, I like forgot that he was super hot.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And then I was like, when he's been back and doing all this press, I was like, oh, I forgot he's super fucking hot. Like, so he has that going for him. And Kristen Stewart, like, her like transformation into
serious actress.
Yeah, Oscar nominated actress is just like unreal. So yeah, who would have thought?
Totally.
Yeah,
who would have thought? And I guess, you know what, good for them for doing it. He seems like a nice person. He seems I like his brand of celebrity. He's just kind of like not reclusive, but just a weirdo, and I support it. So so I'm just like, whatever, happy for you. Get any role you want.
Yes.
It could be worse. It could be
way worse. But if you have something that you want to share with the podcast, you can submit an audio message to be included. The link will be in the show notes and in the bio of my socials. Let's move on to Rihanna. I like just threw this in because I was just like so obsessed with her being at Target.
Yeah.
And she was just like decked out in designer clothes, and then she was buying like baby clothes at Target. And
Right.
one time, so I grew up in like 100,000 person town in the middle of British Columbia, Canada.
Oh, nice.
And one time she came to like our Walmart when she was like
What?
on tour. I think it was like the red, like her red hair
Yes,
era.
like Loud or whatever.
Yes,
it was.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
And so I'm just like, oh, this is just like a feel good. Like her pictures like just look amazing. She looks like she's having fun, and
Totally.
her pregnancy style and like all the photos that have come from it have just been chef's kiss perfection.
Agree. I know. I love that she's showing off her baby bump all the time, and she looks great. And apparently, they were. She was buying clothes for a little baby girl, and so people are like, "It's a little baby girl." But honestly, I feel like she could just be buying it for like a friend's kids too.
Yeah.
You know,
I do that too. Like, I'm literally like, because she was buying like a red, like floofy dress, and I was like, oh my God, she's having a girl. Then I was like, would she want people to like see this, or is she buying this as like it's just, is it a setup? Like, that's where my conspiracy brain goes. Like,
sure. No, totally. And I think that also she knew she was gonna get photographed and stuff, and I feel like she has the kind of personality and that likes to play around, and you know, she could deceive people in like a fun way. So just let the woman shop, you know.
Yes, because she's really good at like, I feel like social media and in interviews, like when everyone's hounding her for her next album, like she just like kind of laughs it off or gives a snarky comment. So yeah, I could totally see. I don't know, she must have known there was press there. So
yeah, or she would know. I feel like if you're at Target, you're gonna get a lot of people taking photos, kind of trying to, you know, blend in and whatnot. So, you know, I feel like she'd be hype, and she's been doing this for like years and years. So I feel like she would be hyper aware. You know? So.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, she's just so down to earth buying her like kids' clothes at Target instead of like the Gucci like shit that they just grow out of in like 2 months or like spill or throw up on. Like,
right. Yeah, exactly. No, totally. I'm like at a loss for words just because you know, she, in my eyes, she can do whatever she wants. I love her. I think she's great. And again, I think she is sneaky and funny, and I would not put it past her to kind of just throw people off. So
me too. Okay, I want to hear what the listeners think. If people think this was like, possibly a setup, or if I've just gone down a conspiracy rabbit hole so far that I just like can't get myself out of it.
Exactly.
Classic. What are you watching lately on TV or on streaming services? I've been in such a like sad rut.
I hear you. You know, I love reality TV. So I've been watching Before the 90 Days.
Nice.
I don't know if you've ever seen.
I dabble in 90 Day Fiancé.
It's wild, and I personally love the Before the 90 Days because it's like even crazier because they're just getting to know each other for the first time, and they're going over to other people's countries, and it's just there's always drama and always revelations. And so I'm pretty deep into this season. I think there have been 12 episodes or so I'm really into that. And I already hate some of the guys on the show, and I'm just like, he's a horrible person. So that's fun for me. And I watched The Bachelor, and that was disappointing.
Dramatic.
Like, oh my God, truly gross. And excuse me, I am so bad with other countries' TV shows and stuff, but do you guys have a Canadian Bachelor?
So we did we had one Bachelorette season and 2 Bachelor seasons. And then this year they did a Canadian Bachelor in Paradise.
They did? Oh, yes. Okay, because actually, now that I'm like thinking about it, I know we had one of the Canadian guys. He fell in love. Kevin, the firefighter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Obviously, Kevin went. Yes.
Love Kevin.
Yes.
He and Astrid are like married or something.
Yes. With a kid.
Yeah.
With Baby
Wild.
Went, yes. And they live in Toronto.
Do they? That's so great.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I've always wanted to go to Toronto.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you should. It's beautiful.
I mean, I love British Columbia. I've been to Vancouver.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm from Minnesota, so.
Yeah, you're not too far.
Yeah, not too far. And I feel like we share a lot of the same cultural, you know.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
it's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And we love hockey.
Yeah, yes. Oh my God. I know. Because do you watch Summer House?
No, should I watch it? Because I feel like
Yes.
everyone is watching it.
Yes, please watch it. You could like literally
Okay.
start at season 3. That's what I did. I
Okay.
watched 3 till like now I think it's season 6, and then I went
Okay.
back and watched 1 and 2 because they do a big cast change up in season 3, so
Yeah.
you like don't miss
Okay.
anything.
Got it.
But there's a person from
Well, yeah.
like Minnesota, and I was like, you could
Nice.
literally just be from Canada.
Yeah, totally. That's so funny.
Like he just seems very Canadian. But yeah, also like US culture is basically just there's some differences, but like it's
Sure,
basically
yeah.
just like the same.
Right. That's what I thought. Yeah. But yeah, so I watched The Bachelor and that was disappointing, but whatever, I guess.
I had a question actually for you. Is Bachelor
Yes.
in Paradise not coming back since Bachelorette starts in July?
That is a great question. I was under the impression that it would be coming back, but now I'm a little afraid because it seems as if that will be the case, that it won't happen, which would be disappointing. But maybe they're making room because I think they're doing Old Bachelor this year too, so that might replace Bachelor in Paradise, which would be like, oh, damn, because I love Bachelor in Paradise. It is the premier show of the franchise, in my opinion. But I'm also excited for the older Bachelor, just because I feel like it's going to be good. I don't know, if you get a bunch of older people and they already have kids, and I feel like there's going to be drama because once you meet the families of when the regular Bachelor, and obviously everyone's protective, but at the same time it's like you have to live your own life. Whereas I feel as if for old Bachelor, you know, he'll have like kids from his first marriage and they're like, you'll never be my mom, which is always dramatic, and I love that. So I'm hoping it'll be good. Yeah,
I'm really excited for that because I just think that they won't, at least I'm assuming they're not going to be like striving to be an influencer after the show.
Right. Yeah, that's a great point.
Maybe it just will be like less fake and less like there for the
contrived
wrong reasons. They're
right.
there for the right reasons.
Seriously.
Like,
I think that's a great point. I didn't think about that, but you're so right. Yeah, it would be weird to see them like selling tummy tea and bear hair products, you know?
Oh my God, that's literally so cringe. But it's so classic of the Bachelor producers to be like, oh, Bachelor in Paradise is like the most liked show. We'll just like steer the other way.
It is. It's sometimes I think they're so smart, and other times I'm like, you are so dumb.
I know,
like,
I
oh
know.
my gosh,
It's so bad. It's so fucking bad.
It truly is. So, but yeah, so those are my reality shows. I did get a screener of the upcoming Kardashians on
Oh my
Hulu.
God, stop. And did you watch?
I did, and it's essentially like the old show. I mean, I think we all knew, but it held my attention. So, you know, I'd recommend that, I guess.
Nice. I'll be watching and covering it like
begrudgingly. Yeah,
yes.
for real.
Yeah.
And then I saw a documentary on HBO Max. It's the Evan Rachel Wood documentary. It's called Phoenix Rising.
Yes.
Where she talks about the allegations against Marilyn Manson, and it's really powerful. It's really hard to watch, but she's incredibly brave, and you know, it's something that needed to be brought into the public consciousness. So I highly recommend watching it. It's because it's fascinating, and like I said, it's powerful, but it is a tough watch.
Yeah, if you're watching that, take care of yourselves for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. Watch a happy show. Watch a Kardashian episode afterwards.
After this, yeah.
So,
100%. My recommendation, other than Summer House and Siesta Key, which I've been plugging on this podcast, Byron Bay's.
I saw like a poster for it.
Yes. Okay. It's like The Hills, but in Australia.
Wow.
So they're all super hot. They all have super hot accents, and just the weather and the setting is just, it's perfect.
Wonderful. Yeah, totally. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
okay.
It's really good. And they're doing a lot of like fun press and like TikToks and like all of that stuff. So you can like watch it, and because I cannot watch a show and then not be on the internet afterwards, obviously, or during.
I'm like, at the same time. Yes. Totally. Yeah, definitely.
So this is like the perfect show that you can do that. And it's like a perfect show that you can like put on and then like do the dishes or like vacuum your house, and you're like, what did I miss? Oh, like nothing.
Yeah, no, totally. That's so funny.
Oh my gosh. So, and that's on Netflix. So yes, which brings us to our Pettyweight Champ of the Week.
Yes. Netflix.
Yes, you're nominating Netflix.
I'm nominating Netflix. And yet, I'll continue to keep my account, of course.
Yeah. Again, like I'm still paying the $19.99, but
exactly. And man, is it just $19.99 is so expensive. But I mean, I get it. Whatever. But yeah, I nominated Netflix because, according to Deadline, they are testing an extra fee for subscribers to share their login credentials outside of their own households. And I guess the extra subscriber fee is it's around like $3. And Netflix said it will take time to evaluate the results in the 3 initial countries, which are Chile, Costa Rica, and Peru, before considering a wider rollout of the fees. And this comes after them saying, okay, if you're sharing accounts, you're going to have to like get another login or something, or like it was like you log in, but then you have to send a code to your phone or something. And mine hasn't resorted to that. I don't know if yours has.
No,
and
I'm still on my parents'
account.
So
I don't know exactly if this is ever going to happen, but I just think it's like, oh my God, you guys are already rich. Like, it's not as if, it's just, you're already gouging me with prices, and who cares? At this point, who cares? Because it's not like there's going to be 20 people on an account,
I know. Or if there is,
so be it. Right, exactly. And if you want, if that annoys you, then, do what Hulu or Paramount Plus does, where it's like you can only have so many streaming at the same time. Like, do it like that.
Yes, yeah.
It's like, I don't, like an extra fee. That's so stupid and just annoying. It's just annoying. And especially it's like I have, I think, my parents on my account and a friend on my account, and that's it. So it's like, you know what? We only have 3, so calm down. Like, oh my God. It's just annoying. That's just truly frustrating and annoying to me. So
I know. And again, it's one of those things like the Kardashians that you hate, but you can't, like, I could not have Netflix.
Right. Yes. So true. That's a good analogy. Yeah, totally. Exactly.
Yeah. But my poor dad, like when we started Netflix, it was like $12.99. Now it's up to $19.99. He's going to have a heart attack. He's probably going to cancel our account. I'm going to have to mooch off someone else.
I hear you. I know. It's crazy how much they've increased it in the last, 10 years, or not even. And it's just, they literally increase it every single year. So it's like, then don't even put out a press statement. Just increase it at this point,
Literally. And like they cancel like really good shows. They removed so many good things. They removed fucking What a Girl Wants with Amanda Bynes after 1 year. In Netflix Canada. I know.
That's so rude. That's so rude.
I know. I know. That's my comfort movie. How dare you?
Truly. Well, and then also I know that what bothers me too is that they don't have on their landing page, they don't have the leaving Netflix soon. Like, you have to actually Google it and find out which movies are leaving. It's like, can you just show me? Because I would like to prepare myself, okay?
Yes. I need to mentally prepare myself. I follow Twitter accounts that tweet out, like, leaving Netflix soon.
Yeah, because you have to, because they literally won't tell you. And other companies, I know HBO Max gives you the whole like, this is leaving this month. I know the same thing with Hulu, and it's just like, how hard is it just to let us know, just to let us down easy before you rip it away from us? It's just, my God. But of course they're always like, this is coming to Netflix, and you're like, yeah, okay, great, thanks. Can you tell us what's not coming? What's leaving?
Yes, please.
So rude. Yeah,
please. Like, I set up my comfort TV shows, and I need a heads up before I spiral.
Exactly. And I remember the last time they put, and then they're always putting stuff back on and not letting people know. Like, I guess I learned just the other day that Friday Night Lights is back. And I remember, remember when they took it off, and I had a 2-week period to watch the entire series. And it almost killed me. So, oh my God.
That's so funny. Oh my God, that's so funny. And like, I am nominating Shayne from Love is Blind, so I can't shit on Netflix too hard because they did give us Love is Blind.
It's a love-hate relationship.
It's a toxic cycle.
Yeah.
But I'm nominating Shayne because Natalie, his ex, posted on March 9th of Instagram with the caption, "The old Nat can't come to the phone right now. Why? Because she's dead." Infamous Taylor Swift lyrics. 3 days later, Shayne posts a picture of himself from bed, and his caption is, "I bet you think about me."
Oh, wow.
So
he is?
Yeah, just coming back with these Taylor Swift lyrics, like, again.
That's... I mean, I commend him for that. That's amazing. But at the same time, he is so petty, and he just, I don't understand him. I want to understand him, but damn, he's just complicated, I feel like. He is.
I unfortunately am on veneer TikTok.
Oh, wow.
I will share it to my Instagram, but I watched a full 1-minute video about the veneers that he got. So that's that's where my headspace is.
Whoa, you're so right. He does have veneers.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
That is so funny because now I'm thinking back watching the show and looking at pictures of him. I thought, like, wow, his teeth are so horse-like. They're so intense. And you're so right. He totally has veneers. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He's dude, I don't want to speculate, but did you notice he had like weird weight loss during the reunion show? Like, he looked a lot skinnier in the face.
Yeah.
And like he was, obviously like normal to begin with, but now he's like very,
like, gaunt.
Very skinny. Yeah. Gaunt.
Yes.
And
just, I know. I'm like, we should do like a wellness check because I feel like he's unwell. And then I'm like shit talking him. I'm like, so do you think the Instagram caption was like on purpose? Like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh. But I mean, it was. It was. And then someone sent to me something that was like, oh, he's doing OnlyFans now. And I was like, okay. Well,
oh, is he? Oh my God.
Apparently. Or is threatening to do it.
Oh, yeah.
So
I love a good OnlyFans like threat.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
I don't know. He's interesting.
But I feel like he's one of the only ones that doesn't hang out with the cast. Like, the cast is like on like a vacation or something together, and he's not there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so I don't know. It's weird because I don't even know if he's back together with Natalie. It's like their relationship is confusing to me as well. Mm-hmm. Now, you would think, I feel like he got along with a lot of people on that show too, and so you'd think that he would be on there. Oh my God. And did you see his new girlfriend? Shake's new girlfriend?
Yes. Exactly what he wanted.
Disgusted. Exactly what he wanted. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that guy.
I know.
I hate him.
Like, to think that he thinks that he came out on top because he got the blonde girl that he could put on his shoulders. Like, it kills me inside. It really kills me.
It kills me inside. And it's just like, no, this, like, again with Colton ending up with Susie, I'm like, this is not
Clayton.
how it's oh my God.
I do that every day.
I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
I do that every day.
Yes, with Clayton ending up with Susie, it's like, no, don't give them second chances.
I know.
This is so lame.
I know.
So.
Like, don't reward their bad behavior.
Exactly. Yeah, totally. So.
Oh my God. Okay, our last segment, because I have kept you way too long. This week in Petty.
Well, not IRL, but I have like an embarrassing story from my childhood.
Oh, yes. You bring it up.
Is that okay?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. I guess it's not necessarily petty. I mean, I guess I could probably. So
the fact that you're thinking about it still is like, I feel like, don't worry. You don't have to.
Okay, good. Thank you. This happened. Oh my God. I must have been like 8 or something. And, I was on a plane and I had to go to the bathroom, but my mom had my little sister and she was like 4 at the time. And so she's like, okay, well, you're going to have to go by yourself. So I went by myself. I went to the bathroom in the plane and I guess I just locked it wrong or was a dumb 8-year-old and was literally trapped inside this is like so embarrassing, this bathroom, and I couldn't get out for God knows what reason. And so I was like, I'm trapped. And I started like screaming and knocking on the bathroom door, like, let me out. And clearly like it was just like a knob turn away. It's just very embarrassing. Yeah. And so they had to get like the flight attendant to use, a screwdriver to get me out. And it was so bad. And afterwards, I'm like tear soaked and I'm out of the bathroom. And of course, everyone is staring at me and I'm just like, okay, all right. Just walk. I mean, yeah. So I'm to this day, I guess I'm still mad at my mom for letting you go.
Yeah, really? Let's blame it on your mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 2 kids on an airplane. Yeah,
it's her fault.
Yeah, that's traumatizing. I'm still. This triggered a memory of me on a Greyhound bus with a toilet in the back, me peeing. And the door swinging open.
No.
And my boss, because it was like.
No.
Yes, a rented charter bus for, it was like, I was a residence advisor. And my boss walking down the aisle with me. Just.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Did you like quickly like close it? Or?
Yes. And I was like, I can't even get up. I can't even get
I
told
yeah.
Oh my goodness. But it's traumatizing. It's traumatizing. I checked like every door handle like 100 times.
Totally. Yeah. Oh my God.
And they brought out a screwdriver. I feel like they'd have like a quick release. That's even more mortifying when they're like, get the toolkit. Like
I know. Yeah, exactly. Oh God. Yeah.
Okay. Mine also runs in my family. Mine's about my little sister airing out our business on the pod. This happened a while ago, but there was a follow-up this past week that really like triggered this memory. So
sure,
she just says like questions that are like so passive aggressive that are like worse than her just being like aggressive.
Sure. Yeah.
One time, this was pre-pandemic, I showed up to hang out with her and she looked at me and she was like, oh, are ripped jeans still in style?
Oh,
I was like, okay, so they're not. Okay, got it. And then last week, she was sitting in my kitchen and she looks at my fridge and she's like, you really can't clean stainless steel that well, can you? And I was like,
gosh.
So I'm like on Amazon buying like stainless steel like cleaner because I was like, you get streaks on it and stuff.
Totally, yes, of course.
But yeah, my favorite thing, and I probably do this too. Maybe she learned it from me, but just like stating something as a question to like kind of get away with it. Like,
totally. Yeah, you're like, I see what you're doing.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah,
my sister did that to me. I'd smack her.
You just have to roll with it. But I always tell her, I was like, you are being a bitch under the guise of like questions or like truth telling. Like, oh, it's just the truth.
Yes. Oh my God, that reminds me of this. Not to bring up The Bachelor for the 20 millionth time, but they do that on The Bachelor too. When they're, there's always that one girl who's causing drama, and she's like, "Well, I'm just doing it because I'm real."
Yes.
I am being honest. It's
Yes.
like, no, you're being a bitch.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
goes beyond being honest. Yeah.
Yes, and that was Shake at the Love is Blind reunion.
Yes, totally.
He's like,
totally.
I'm the realest one here. It's like, you're the douchiest.
You're the dude. Yeah, exactly. It's so. Reality TV stars love to hide behind I'm real.
Yes,
I'm honest.
yes.
You're
Same
like,
with my
okay.
sister. That's why I say apply for Bachelor Canada. Like, she should really do that.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Okay, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed every second.
Okay, awesome. Where can the listeners find you and anything else you want to plug?
Oh man, you can find me over at The Ringer, I guess, which is just at Ringer. You can also find me on Twitter at Amelia DEEW. I guess on Instagram at A Wedemeyer, and there's just a bunch of E's there. But yeah, that's kind of it over at The Ringer. So.
Yeah, so much fun stuff. Great reality TV coverage. I loved your 20th anniversary of Kim Kardashian's sex tape.
15th, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, that's tomorrow actually. So happy Kim K Superstar Day.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again for coming on. And there you have it. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you to Amelia for joining me today. I dug up the pictures of Rihanna from my hometown Walmart in 2013, and I linked them in the episode show notes if you want to check those out. I feel like every Canadian, just because, I don't know, it's not the US, we're so pumped whenever something happens in Canada. Also, just like we're so small, like our biggest city, Toronto and Vancouver, they're like 2 or 3 million people, and that's like a small town in the US. Not actually, but you know what I'm saying. We just don't have that many people in Canada. All of our towns are really small, and so when something gets mentioned or like there's like a celeb sighting, it's just such a big deal. So you can see those. I guess I was in university at that time, but I was just as thrilled. Yeah, I wasn't living there, but I was so excited for for Rihanna's sighting, and I was totally mistaken. She did not have red hair, but so it wasn't the Loud tour, but it was, I guess, maybe one shortly after that. Anyways, if you want to submit a question or comment and have it played during the podcast, you can do so through SpeakPipe. It is also in the episode show notes. And the best thing you can do as an RTBP listener, if you enjoyed today's episode, share it with your friends, post it on social media, and follow along with my socials at RTBP Podcast. Thank you so much to Nate for editing today's episode. I hope you are safe and healthy out there. As always, I'm your host, Torry, and I am ready to be petty. See you soon. Bye.